It's on the stack now, so I can't do anything. Then we'll just grab one of these. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. But today we are playing the Gruul Dragon deck. It does technically play one blue card in the Arena here, but we are playing Gruul. This is a Smuggler Supplies Nature's Rhythm style deck. This deck has been very popular, been running around quite a bit, and I've been asked to play it. So here I am to try it out. This will be a best of 3 video, so we will be running it through kind of that type of gauntlet today. But what's the main plan of it? Well, it's to accelerate our mana base a ton. Like, we have Landware Elves, Bramble Familiars, and then the Wild Guide to act as more Bramble Familiars in a way. But Bramble Familiar being the best one because it does have that sorcery adventure side to it, which is obviously very nice. And then, hopefully, if we have a Landware Elves on turn 2, we can either play a Regent to get more mana, or an Overlord to kind of get our mana a bit more solved. Oftentimes in best of 3, you'll run into weird mana issues where we have like Cavern of Souls and Fountain Pores, but then we can't torch a tower and play like a Censor or whatever. It's a bit weird when it comes to that front, but we have all these accelerators, and then we have a Roxanne that fits in that category as well, and a Hulking Raptor as kind of one of bullets. But that's okay, because you got to think about it. We do have, in theory, 3 extra copies of each of those with the rhythm that we will tutor out every now and then. But we have very few removal spells, and the idea behind that is just in best of 3, the format's a bit slower. We're going to be able to kind of set up our game plan, whereas in best of 1, you'd have to be playing at least 4 to 6 more removal spells just in the main, just so you can not die to aggro. But our top end here is pretty simple. That is 2 Carnosaurs, 2 Vaultborn Tyrants, and Rennie typically can solo whenever it enters because that protection from black and white is so good, and 10 times 2 equals our opponent's life total. So the kind of spicy card in the list is Nature's Rhythm. This is a very fun card. This is a very cool card. It feels kind of like Green Sun Zenith in a way, if you've been playing that in Modern at all. But search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it directly onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And it has Harmonize, which means we could play it from our graveyard. We could tap a creature, and its power will go into the X cost as helping us cast it. So we can spend 4 green. As an example in the video will be, we tap a Roxanne. So the 4 will go into X, and then we can pay additional into X to help us find a bigger threat that we can put right directly onto the battlefield. With that, we'll talk about our sideboard a bit. As you can tell, we have a Braids for Corey Steels. We have Keen Eye Curator for Omniscience. We have Brotherhood End for Wide Creature Strategies. Frillback to kind of be a multi-tool card, because you got to remember one-ofs in the stack is fine because we have tutors to get them out. Other than that, we have 2 Paul Patch formations to kind of act as a widespread card. Answer an enchantment, kill a creature with flying, all that. Bailoffs are obviously in here for discard. Terror of the Peaks for the slower matchups. The Silverback Elder as a kind of big threat that can also remove enchantments and gain life and then find more threats. And then the Calamity as a one-shot cannon with any of our good cards. It especially is a one-shot cannon with Terror of the Peaks, and a Rex as a haster closer if it comes up to that. With all that said, we're going to dive into the games. I hope you all enjoyed them, and let's go do it. Alright, opponents first. We can definitely keep this, I think. And we're Elves into an Overlord seems good. They took a Maul. Our biggest fear here is the fact that I'm going to play sometimes. Going against like the Corey Steelcutter decks is going to be tough. But blue-white, Surveil Land. Jeskai Control we see. Okay, sweet. Could be fine in this match overall. It's going to be a tough one, but we do get to put in a ton of big threats that they have to kind of figure out how to answer. Ooh, Caretaker's Talent. I don't know how I feel about that one, but... Band 8, look top. Okay. Not quite going to be there. We're going to name Dragon for this. And I think I am going to go ahead and use the green. We're going to do this because I want to just attack for 2 here, I think. We might as well just be aggressive with what we have instead of waiting. There's no real reason to wait. Or he's a maybe. Could draw a card. Sure. Interesting. We're just going to go and keep accelerating here. Overlord does beat Ibiza, so pretty good with that. You have another removal spell. I guess. It's like really good value for them. It's just like a weird thing. Get lost? Helix, okay. Well, tapping out here is a little interesting, that's for sure. Well, we can definitely force him to block all out and then double torch this, I guess. Also, double torching doesn't allow them to make copies with Caretaker's talent, which is one of the reasons we will fire this off. Then that can pop, and then I could just go for this. Puts a little bit more pressure out there. Temporary Lockdown's kind of their main board wipe. They play very few actual board wipes in the main. I think Dead Judgment's like a one of. Sunfall might be like a one of. Not really sure. They also use their treasure token right away, so that also makes Caretaker's talent feel a little bit weirder. But his name on Dragon, so a little bit weird. We're just gonna go to combat first, and I'm gonna swing a 6/5. Gonna keep making our mana sources this way, considering we haven't drawn a land, which is kind of horrifying. I will just pass here. Is that the third Helix that they've hit? Yeah, it is. They've gone Helix, Biza, Helix, Biza, Helix. Okay. Fair enough. To be quite honest. Odds of there being a counter spell is so kind of high. But I think I want to try to slam the Smuggler's Surprise on instep. No. Okay. What are we hitting here? Get lost again? Sure. We only have enough mana to cheat in our threats. But we'll see what we hit here. Now that they've targeted. I mean, I guess it's going to be a legendary, right? So it doesn't really matter. I guess technically I lose out on the tokens, but it's fine. I had like some weird theory like, oh yeah, we're going to be able to do something really cool here. No, we're not. No, we're not. Roxanne's pretty sick though. We'll make a red, I guess. We'll go to combat and we'll just tack out. We'll torch here or shoot here, and then we will torch here, sacking this. That's a pretty good draw, and we get there. Awesome. We're gonna take lethal, so we had it all settled up. Now control is an interesting one, where this has to come in. If you cast creature spell, destroy target artifact or enchantment, look top 5 gain. I think the sensor can come out, obviously. Terror of the Peak seems good. The Calamity seems good. From what I know from playing these type of decks in the past, where those cards are just super sick in the fact that we can do it when they're in step, or if we are able to do it immediately, it just kind of wins on the spot. It's just like, what do we end up cutting? Like Terror of the Peaks, cheating in this, doming our control opponent for 10 seems like a very good idea. But I mean, the more threats we have, the better off we are. But we will see. I'm getting a phone call randomly. All right. Well, we're finally back. Do I go for a thing here right into their counter spell? Probably. Oh, no. He hit. Probably should have went for this then. I got a phone call. It was an important one, you know. For everybody who works full-time job, they understand. Like, some calls you just have to take. We'll go for this. I thought maybe there was going to be a temporary lockdown, which I wanted to go for Overlord, but I also thought Counterspell was available, so It's one of those like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, you know? Because if I jammed the Overlord right into a counter spell, I would have been pretty down bad, I think. Whereas we do it this way, we're fine. And now we're just gonna start making fish until they stop me. Especially with that hit, I'm not even gonna commit anything else out for right now. We're gonna just try to play this about as slow as we can. I think I took out my answer for that. Oh, I don't know how I beat that though. Sure, I'll make a fish. We're just gonna get overran here. It's a fantastic draw by them. Yeah, maybe a braid's just not worth it. I just thought it was maybe better than torch. Is this even worth playing out at this point? I don't think so. I'm just gonna move on. They're gonna draw infinite cards. I just can't deal with that. I mean, I guess these braids probably aren't good. I kind of made the cuts while I was on the phone. We'll bring in a frill back, I guess, and cut one of those. Sure. Yeah, it's just one of those weird things where you're playing against control and they're kind of playing an oddball variation, so you don't really actually know what they're playing. Like, the Caretaker's Talent's just a weird one. I'll play first for the first time this game, and I will maul that hand, and we will keep this one. We'll throw one Landware Elf back. Go Landware Elf here. Now, thankfully, as long as they don't have removal, we know we can just jam the Overlord. They have a torch? Sure. No removal last time, just full absorbent temp lockdown, which sucked, but it is what it is. Another torch? No? Okay. Good, because I don't have anything else either. We'll see what's up here. If they don't temp lock me, I can Raptor, but if they do temp lock, it's like, fine. With our hand, we're definitely going to name Dinosaur here. We're going to attempt to attack for 2. They're probably going to think they're going to be able to interact with this, but Raptors has Ward 2, and it has 3 toughness, so nothing really happening there. And then we'll be able to Carnosaur and try to go that way. Or not. A brutal day for the home team. I feel like playing against control is both like an easy situation and a hard one. Just because of this right here. There's a fountain port at least. Just start drawing or making fish if we want. Have to deal with this Overlord. You're gonna blow it up now? Okay. That's a decision. The weird part here is like, do I make a fish and start activating the map on that said fish? Okay. I'll do this. Cool with that. This one, Cavern has to name Dragon. This one's on Dinosaur. Yeah. So this is on Dragon, and we're gonna play a Carnosaur that's uncounterable here. Against conventional, kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely jam this. They have another board wipe, sure. They've had Torch, board wipe, get lost, temp lockdown. You have to assume at some point they have other type of spells in their deck. Yeah, and we get there. So, cool. With that said, I mean, sorry about the phone call. Obviously, when work calls, you pick it up, dude. Oh, he gets a choice. Sure, we'll definitely play first. I'm going to give this one a shot. Tap lands are kind of tough, I think, here, but it's okay. Against Wagon. I was trolling a bit today, and I was just making some random noises and talking in different like tones, and someone asked me if I did theater for a living at one point. Not a living, but in like high school stuff. I was like, no, I've never done theater. No idea. I just live, dude. So this is gonna be a weird one. Boros Mice. No? Yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed. You're on a one lander? Sweet. Pop that. So now we hope they miss their land. That's exactly what we need. Or they don't have a threat. Like there's two kind of answers. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna go grab 2 forests out of our deck, and we're gonna put one into play for free. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna pass here. I don't think the attack's better than making this larger so the creatures can't get through. Yeah, like here, for example. Maybe not here exactly, but put a counter on here. All right, opponent. I would like you to answer this. Oh, I guess I should have Smuggler's Surprised. That would have been honestly way more hot, but if I can win this without revealing it, or I can pick off both of these. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I just got so locked in to what I was doing. All right, so we saw Boros, which just means it's more going to be aura focus, but they do have Swift Spears. So Slick Shot's probably a card, but I'm not going to assume they're playing Corey Steel until they show me Corey Steel, right? Feels like a bad idea to kind of play around that. So we'll grab Brother's Hood End. The sensor's going to be good. Maybe that's something we should have tutored out with this and went that route. We'll bring in Frill back just in case, I guess. Ball pass to get Slick Shots makes sense, and then that's got to come out. Maybe a Braids come in. It's weird because you want to be as interactive as you can, but you don't want to completely abandon your own game plan. So cut these. I guess until they show me, should I worry about a Braids? Maybe not. Roxanne's like almost good enough in a lot of spots. I'm gonna bring in one Braid, and I'm gonna bring in one Paul Patch. We're gonna go like that. I don't know. It's one of the things about just picking up a deck, right? Is like you're kind of like, what do I do with it? They'll be on the play, so it's gonna be tougher here, obviously. You have a red and a Brother's Hood in. The Cavern's a little tough. Like it might even have to name Raccoon here, but we do have also Paul Patch. I think we have better sixes. Okay, I lied. Maybe we don't. Get them all again. Keep here. Bottom here. And I think we have to go super aggressive here, like Landware Elves into Overlord to get out of this. You can also just torch their first creature, which might be where we're at. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Don't even give them a chance to protect it. Then we can just name Druid here, and then just play both Landware Elves. Obviously, the counterspell doesn't matter. Fold? Heartfire? Maybe protection? Definitely seems like protection. Druid here. Yeah, so there's the protection spell, it seems. First artifact enchantment. Top 5, you may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Yeah. Well, we're probably going to go for this. This is going to be a 2/2 and double strike. Obviously, we're not going to block. We do have to top deck and land here. I did put one on the bottom, but... yeah, that's tough. We'll see if they get us. You have lethal. I would assume so. Brother's Hood and draw was good, but it's just tough here specifically. Put a counter there. Interesting. Not to target the challenger, right? Okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? We mauled down. We have like a really awkward hand. I mean, we mauled to 5, I guess. All right, so I don't think Slick Shot's in the deck at all. So Paul Pat's come out. A Braid is whatever. And I'll just put the Abrade back in. As many removal spells as possible, I guess. It's definitely a deck, like, if I get to the top end, I feel really confident in. Screaming Nemesis doesn't feel like a card that they're playing, but it definitely could be. Play first, and holy cow, can I get more than one land in my opener? Yeah, we're gonna keep this. I think it's got to be the Carnosaur that goes. I think it's gonna be land. Oh, that's a double maul from then. I think it's gonna be land, Torch into Bramble Familiar into hopefully an Overlord. But if we do draw a good land, then maybe we just sit back and wait for a Brotherhood in. It's kind of interesting, right? It's a weird spot to be in. Or they play nothing. Yeah, see, like here, I think I'm just gonna play this tap land, hold up this Torch. And I might not even commit the Torch, be quite honest. Aster seems unlikely, but let's play this down. And then we have Brotherhood End and 2 Torches ready. And then honestly, Bramble, we might just wait to try to hit that bottom mode, especially if we just flood here. Which is definitely possible. Our opponent's sitting in a weird spot where it's like, oh, hey, I lied. They do play Slick Shot. So my impulse was right. I'm washed, dude. Let's play... I mean, I have 5 mana. I mean, I can always pick it back up, right? But if I rip like a Voltborn Tyrant or a Carnosaur here off the top, I'm definitely going to want this mana, even though there is one Carnosaur on the bottom. Sure. How many protection spells does one little Slick Shot need? Sure. We might be able to bait everything here. They just attack with Slick Shot. We just Brotherhood in? Well, no, because if it's like a monster trades, they can get around it, right? Sure. Here. Oh, indestructible, huh? So, here's an interesting thing. Scry, Hexproof, Indestructible. They hit me for 3. I should probably just Brotherhood End here, right? Yeah, I think so. Actually, do I want them to be able to scry? No, I think I have to just let this happen, which sucks. I think I have to Brotherhood End here. How am I getting time, dog? They're deciding on a scry. Like, what? All right, well, that's pretty huge. Actually a fantastic draw, the one of Roxanne. Pop here. And then pop here. Just don't even let them get the option to protect. I genuinely don't know how they scried either. I have no idea. I was not looking. All right, opponent. Well, I hope you understand how Roxanne works here. I would like to move to combat. It might have a protection spell. I don't know. Here. Like, okay. Hexproof, sure. Thing is they're going down cards every time this kind of happens, right? And I'm about to put in a lot of power and toughness. Here's my 4/5 flyer. Then I will pass it up. And then the other thing here too is I can actually pick this up here. Sure. I kind of assumed Shelter by Ghost was coming. What are we absorbing though? Sure. And obviously not going to attack here. That doesn't make any sense at all. And for us, it's definitely going to be return this. Brotherhood End obviously not big enough anymore. Okay. Or I'll draw Bramble. Now I feel weird. Carnosaur. In. Oh yes, Landwar Elves, the best hit of all time. Let's play a Bramble. I have a 7/6 sitting back, so I'm attacking for 10. I guess maybe I should have left my flyer, because I guess I could give it flying, but I don't know how Swift Spear gets lethal here. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, like we hit for 5 and I go to here. Go to 9 and then I win with what's on board. Yep. Cool. Very sick. It's crazy to play against this matchup not in best of 1, where in best of 1 typically I'm like, oh, how do I lose here? And then I just die to it. And here it's like, nope, I still missed the land. I'll move on. Fair enough. Yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna play the trash man on 2, which is pretty sick. Then we can maybe rhythm for something. Okay. Don't know what that means. We see just a green source. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No idea. The mirror? No. Delirium? I would assume delirium. Is this even worth using? I'm not even sure. Because I can just eat it next turn. I think I'd much rather wait. Pass. I probably should have played this then. I do have a cavern, so it's fine. I'll probably go for a Roxanne here, maybe. I would assume this is delirium, though. We just haven't seen any piece of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it is delirium. Sweet. That's pretty dope. If they attack, there's clearly a combat trick. I'm not falling for it, obviously. This is a possum, green. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we can go get a hulking raptor here, right? So this doesn't really matter, so we're gonna name dragon. Actually, I have it for 5. 5 here. Yeah, I'll go grab a Roxanne if I'm gonna grab a card. Or I grab Green Overlord. Although I do think Roxanne's better here as a card. Because it does answer this card, hopefully. They obviously have 1 mana up, but I don't know what that means. This will fuel their delirium, though, which is the only downside. We'll pass. They can eat the rhythm out, but they didn't. Eat it out? Calm down, everybody. Not going crazy here. No. Sure. I swear I thought they were gonna be like, bro, this should end. I was gonna be like, no way. Not real. Green. So we have what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can grab an 8 drop. Cancel? Can I play my... No. Okay. Here. It's on the stack now, so I can't do anything. Then we'll just grab one of these. I'll shoot this guy. We only have 5 lands, so got to kind of commit here. Now this doesn't have protection, so sure. Now I can play those next turn. Okay, we're gonna play this guy down. Then no, we'll just pass. I have a 10/10 ready. So overprotect. I think this is a 1 of in the delirium list, but they're running close. Instant artifact. Actually, they'll have delirium. So fear would be good. Okay. Am I playing best of 1 still or not? Interesting. They get rid of another one that has haste, which is interesting. But obviously, Randy's gonna block all day here. I can't believe they didn't exile my nature's rhythm, and they had the mana to do so. We're gonna play this one tight to the chest, I think. We're just gonna hold this guy. Yeah, we do have to be somewhat careful here. I don't even think I have to get that aggressive. I think I just attack for 10 and then just like hold the fort. Because what do they do? I could have attacked with Roxanne, I guess, but I'll force him to protect this. What do I even sacrifice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess it's here. Sacrifice this. If I was going to do that, I probably should have attacked with Roxanne. So I'd make an extra Rox just in case Roxanne goes away. But Fear is now exiled, so that's pretty cool. And I have a pretty big wall. I mean, I guess I have an extra mana here, right, of any color. So that's fine. We had to spend our mana on that card immediately. Sure. I'm going to go for Delirium on one of these. That's okay. Trample, double strike kind of thing could happen, I guess. But the thing we're going to do is we're just going to all-out block and then just hit them for another 10. Doesn't really matter if they give it the Delirium or not. Or the 7/7. There's also their life total. The power and toughness across them is not enough. And they no longer have Delirium in the graveyard. Because the only way they would is those spells have instant speed. So it's a bit different. For us, we're in the same exact boat. We're going to grab those to exile their stuff. These don't matter. Doesn't matter. Throwback matters. Terror could matter, but Brotherhood is just going to be better. Cool. I like my top end stuff here. It seems good. I think the little extra accelerators here might not be the best. I don't think I ever am really going to be looking to grab this guy because he just dies on the trade. Anyway, we cut it. So we brought in Brothers to the end. Throwback's a bit different, and then these are awesome. So Roxanne's good, but I don't know if it's necessarily required. And I think one of these will just win us the game, so I don't necessarily need more than that. And Rhythm's going to be tough if they're playing the Keen Eye Curator. So I guess trim one of these. Actually, is it that or Smugglers? Maybe it's Smugglers. Because the Rhythm is just such a good shooter out, especially when you're playing a lot of 1-drops. Like even if a turn we can get a Throwback out, we can just then exile the graveyard if we have 1 extra green mana because it's an ETB. But we'll keep here. We have Overlord ready. We have a Torch ready as well, but they maul instantly. So we're going to go Landware Elves. Hopefully they don't remove it. No removal there, it seems. This will still get named for what? Be named for the Landware Elves? Oh, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. The Curator's good. What should I name on this? I'm going to have an Everywhere land, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So I guess I go... It doesn't matter. Let's name Dinosaur, I guess. Because then that can help kick later, I suppose. Now we'll do this. We'll Torch at a later date, I think. We also, again, we'll get to go with Keen Eye Curator and then just start exiling everything. Sure. Now, they got a lot of pressure. I will say that. Delirium not close-ish yet. Torch also misses everything here somehow, which is crazy. Creature, instant sorcery. Feel like I want to... I don't know. I feel like I'm on this route. Sorcery is going to be the harder card for them to put in there. But I want to play out. I think so. This gives us a land drop, and then we have enough for Vaultborn Tyrant, which seems hard to beat. This is where they're definitely going to be at their best, right? Double attack here. I don't know if I necessarily need to save this. They could pump one of these to the moon. That'll be an instant speed spell, obviously. We'll save life total here. We'll try to save life total here. Yeah, overprotect, so they're going to invest a bit. It will trample over, so essentially they're doing 6 still. Tough, but we'll see. Overlord, maybe not the best rip of all time. Overlord here. See, there's a pause here, so it's mainly going to be a torch to pop something. But I think the pause might be this. Sure. Just need kind of one more turn here, right? Oh, please. Awesome. That gives us everything we need. Bargain here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to bargain this Overlord. Forts I'll let go for now. Now that's gone. This will still get exiled, but now we have a blocker for the Light Shatter, and it's 5 toughness. That matters a lot, and they just kind of pass here, and now we just slam this to gain life. And this game should, in theory, be over now. And I won't even attack here. I'll just protect myself, adding an additional 11 to my life total. And with that, we win. Very cool. All right, so thing I can say right away is this deck is definitely better in best of 3 than it obviously can be curated to best of 1. I tried a different variation. It worked like half the time in best of 1, but it's definitely a it's beneficial to play this in best of 3 more than anything. We did end up losing a couple of whole rounds. I just thought the game was so weird and obscure that it wasn't like an accurate representation of what the meta would be. For example, we went up against Domain that was playing 4 copies of Elish Norn in the main. Our entire deck revolves around ETBs. And I was just like, what are we doing kind of thing? It was just like, it was one of those things when you were like on a win streak and then Arena randomly, it feels like Arena randomly puts you against a matchup you can't beat. And that's really what it came down to. And Domain not necessarily being that high of like representation right now. But I think the matchup overall is kind of fine, but our sideboard's a little less than desirable whenever it comes to like committing to beating it. For example, I think this Rex right here is a card that I would play maybe a couple more copies of if I'm going to play it at all. It feels weird to just only play 1 copy. But against Domain, playing Terror of the Peaks is really nice. But against 4 Elish Norns that come down on turn 4 every game because they went Overlord into it, like, I can't win. So it was just us sitting there losing to Domain, watching them draw off 18 Beanstalk triggers. So it was a little tough there. So I just ended up cutting it because I started raging, to be quite honest. But the deck is super fun, and it's honestly one of the more fun decks to climb with if you're playing best of 3. I don't know how successful it is overall because I obviously played a very finite amount of games. But it was a really fun time regardless. I will put this out there, though. You do need to be careful. So common, common, rare, 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 uncommon, rare, rare, mythics, rare, mythic, mythic, rare. This is not a deck I would recommend crafting by any stretch. Now, don't get me wrong. Do you probably have these Overlords if you've been playing green? Yeah. So this isn't necessarily like a card that I would put in like the craft guide, right? Like if I'm going to say, hey, you should craft this. It's probably not a card. And Carnosaur, roughly, if you've ever played Gruul aggro, it's probably not a card. And maybe this Regent. Other than that, like the rest of these cards are really going to only be played in a pile like this. Like Bramble Familiar, especially a card that has been played before if you played the 5-color battle deck. Honestly, that'd be a sick deck to try out again. But the battle deck, the Nature's Rhythm is a really sick card. But I'm not sure like how many decks is going to be played in, especially after seeing some of the Final Fantasy spoilers. We talk about the Is It card, the one that just has a 0 mana activated ability that's just like, yeah, I'll make 5 mana, no worries. Like that card's awesome. I'm so excited for that one. The card I think that card's going to be best with is playing like a Storm Splitter combo. But yeah, this deck's sweet. It was fun. But if that's you need to craft it, maybe think twice. It was more fun than I think good, but it was also good. It was weird. I don't know. But with that said, I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.